All right, Mal, what do you got?
Well, I've been playing a lot of mobile games, and my favorite one, Fire Emblem Heroes, just came out with a big update.
Oh
It's
God! If only Lily could hear you right now, she'd lose it.
yeah, I was tweeting her the other day.
What's going on with Fire Emblem Heroes? Because I haven't touched it in months.
Yeah. So yeah, they announced this big update earlier this month, or I guess in November. I don't remember the exact date. They had like what's it, an hour? No, I don't know. They had a really long, like, they call them Fey channels, FEH, Fire Emblem Heroes, where they just will have upcoming things. This one was really long because they had a lot. So Fire Emblem Heroes, it's a gachapon game. I play a lot of gachapon games, but I never spend any money on them.
As you shouldn't.
Yeah. It's like Fire Emblem. It's
Fire
takes
Emblem.
a lot from Fire Emblem and turns it into a mobile game, just slightly simplified. It's still, a grid-based tactics game. Just the maps always fit on your phone. You only have 4 people on your team. They reduced the weapon triangle system to just 1. Like, I think, because now there's 2 triangles in like the newer games, but now it's just 1 with the colors.
Mm-hmm. Can't hop on people's backs and fight with them and stuff.
Not quite, but your heroes still learn skills. They added in supports a little while ago, so you can pair up people who you want, and then while they're standing next to each other, they get a buff. And then in the newest update, they added weapon refinery for upgrading weapons, which have been in for a while.
Yep.
In Fire Emblem games. At the start, they hinted at another Choose Your Legend, which is like the last one was the brave versions of some heroes.
Those are like the voting poll contests, right?
Oh wait, yeah. I can't remember if that was what that was. I think the last one was the brave heroes. It was like Brave Ike, Brave Lucinia, Brave Roy, and Brave Lynn, where they had alternate versions of those. But you actually got to choose instead of because gachapon's all random stuff.
Yep.
You could actually just choose one, which I think you can still do if you log in. And you should always choose Lynn, because she's straight busted.
But I like Ike.
Yeah, but she's straight busted.
I don't care about busted. She ain't my waifu. She's Meta's waifu.
Yeah, she's totally my waifu, definitely.
They reworked healers so that they're useful and not straight trash now. Staff users. Now they calculate damage the same way. I think they all get an attack now, and at 5 stars, at their level 5, their attacks also will have like a disability.
Why were they so bad before? I actually used one.
You just heal with them and you don't do damage. I think there was one niche build that could do damage. Now they're sort of like colorless mages, instead of just trying to heal. The only time you usually use them were in Tempest Trials, which are like an ongoing. The however much health you lose on one map will carry over to the next one.
Oh, gotcha.
So having a healer works there, but usually battles are just one map and then you're done.
Yeah.
And so healers just weren't used ever. But now they're good apparently.
Well, if they can do damage, then.
Yeah. I've seen some of the memes coming out of the subreddit, and it's like Guinea just wrecking Hector.
Poor Hector.
Who is one of the best characters.
Does he still have his ranged axe attack or whatever?
Yep.
In this, yeah.
He's still the only one with that skill, and I have not been able to get him. They reduced cooldowns on some of the specials abilities, because everyone only ever used the one that takes 2 turns to cool down, Moonbow. Now there's at least one other Glimmer that only takes 2 turns to trigger. Because these are special abilities that do a lot more damage. So everyone just did the one that was triggered the fastest.
Yeah, I never even used. I never did PvP or whatever in it.
No.
I assume those are probably better for PvP.
Well, you've got high level NPC maps too and stuff.
Okay, gotcha.
Because your characters cap out at level 40 and 5 stars. Well, and then you can merge them to get 40 plus. And like some maps, like at high level maps, will be 40 plus enemies.
Mm-hmm.
Good God.
Yeah. They expanded the barracks by 100 units, so that just frees up more space.
More characters. 5 more orbs.
They reduced stamina costs on the main story and paralog maps, which is good. It's now capped at 10. Minor housekeeping. They added the weapon refinery, which lets you upgrade weapons, or pretty much all normal weapons, and then quite a few legendary weapons on characters that aren't necessarily as good as newer ones. Because a lot like Ephraim's Sigmund and Takumi's Fujin-Yumi. So now you just plug it in to the once you've unlocked the weapon refinery, which you just have to like complete one lowish level map, I guess, level 20, I think. But they introduced new currency, refining stones and divine dew, to then level these up.
So much currency. You got your orbs, your feathers, your crystals.
Yep.
The multicolored crystals.
And well, yeah, the crystals are for leveling. They're just experience crystals.
Yeah.
And then badges also. They started book 2 because it's episodic stories, and they released
all the same characters. Like the same
they
main
added.
2.
I mean, all the characters that were from book 1 are now in book 2, but now you've got new characters.
Oh, okay.
As well, because it's book 2, the Fire Kingdom. I don't remember the name there's a Fire and Ice Kingdom. The opening movie looks pretty sweet, and the Fire Kingdom's just rolled over the Ice Kingdom basically, and now they've come to your kingdom and you have to fight them, and the last Ice Princess joins you. Her name is Fjorm, Fjorm, which they're pulling from Norse mythology somewhat. The Fire King's name is Surtur, who has fire-based abilities, and then there's someone named Loki on the team. And
of course there is.
Fjorm is like a river in Norse mythology. This Loki is from the same stock as Camilla from Fates.
Oh god, is it a female?
Yeah. She's a lot. Yeah, she's like deep cleavage, huge boobs.
Let's see here. Okay, yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
I'm trying to remember what I always liked what Lily called Camilla. It's like spring boobs, something.
Yeah, her design is kind of ridiculous.
Yeah. And then so they only released the first 2 chapters of book 2, and after you complete book 1, you get a free 5-star Fjorm, who's a blue
that's cool.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. She's pretty cool. Good. She's one of her special ability is like a whole paragraph though. It's kind of ridiculous.
What's
like
it do?
A Yu-Gi-Oh card now. Fjorm's cooldown ability, Ice Mirror, appears to reflect or oh wait, that's the wrong thing. That's just the summary, not the actual text. Now I'm logging into the game so I can see it.
How dare you not know everything off the top of your head? I'm looking on the wiki. Reduces damage unit takes from foes 2 spaces away by 30%. If special triggers boost units' next attack by total damage was reduced by any source, including other skills. Resets at end of combat. Yeah, it's very convoluted.
Long. Right. Oh basically, she takes less damage, and any damage she
reduces, she deals back.
Yeah, she deals back as extra damage. They also added blessings, which are kind of a little weird and probably unnecessary.
Mm-hmm. What do they do?
Another type of, well, I don't know if you call them a currency, but you basically can add a blessing to someone, because they give you, when you complete book 1, they give you Fjorm and a water blessing. So you give someone a blessing. There are 4 types: water, earth, fire, and air.
Mm-hmm.
And they have to be, the person with the blessing is deployed with a legendary hero matching the blessing type. So Fjorm is water, and they give you a water blessing. They just get a slight buff, similar to the support buff. I think water gives you +3 speed, +3 something else, and then you get double skill points.
Gotcha.
But the way they do blessings is that they're only active at a certain times. There's a primary and a secondary one. So for like the next little bit, I can't remember the length, maybe a month or so. There's water is always active, but the other 3 will like rotate. And right now, Fjorm's the only legendary hero, so you can only use water right now. So, yeah, it's a little weird.
Yeah,
convoluted.
That is kind of odd.
I would guess maybe the next Choose Your Legends will involve legendary hero. Like maybe they'll be legendary heroes, and I'm sure the Fire Kingdom heroes, whenever they're released, will be legendary as well.
Yeah. They announced any like Christmas themed characters yet? We got freaking Easter ones. I assume we'll get Christmas ones.
Yeah, a couple months ago they actually data mined a Christmas Robin, male Robin.
Uh-huh.
He has like a Christmas tree spear, I think. And then that was his full art, and then they only did like the face shot or something of a Christmas Tharja, I believe. She's got like candles.
Oh, okay.
Maybe, I don't know. So she might be a staff user then, but
that's who I was trying to pull so badly. Tharja.
Is she your waifu?
No, it's Cordelia.
Oh right, I put her out of my memory because she's awful.
Out of your brain because Spears and
Pegasus Riders.
Pegasus, yeah.
I like spear users. I just
the knots or whatever.
Riders. Yeah, well, Fjorm is pretty cool. I like the sister of the 2 main characters, the brother and sister. The sister's a spear user.
Yeah, but you don't like Obro.
No, Obro's fine. I mean, Obro? I don't hate it. I think it was
Lily doesn't like Obro.
I don't love her, but it's not because she's a spear user. I just hate Pegasus Riders. I don't know why.
Because they get shot down by bows so easily.
Yeah.
I actually kind of have to say, like, I've never liked Pegasus Riders. Playing through just one of the Fire Emblem games made me immediately hate them. They're so mobile, which is fine, but they can't really fight anything unless it's like weak to them. And I was like, no, what's the point of being mobile? Come in there for that last poke.
You gotta run in there and kill them sword guys.
Yeah.
Them problematic sword guys. I only ever use one. There's one game where you get like, it might be the one with Marth in it, or the Shadow Dragon, or it might be the Shadows over Valencia, where you just get like 2 or 3 at one point, and I'm like, okay, this
Shadows
is kind of
ridiculous.
ridiculous.
It gives you 3 at once.
That's what it was.
It gives you the 2 sisters, and then you find the third shortly after.
It's ridiculous. It's like
they have a triangle attack.
Do they really?
Yeah, like if you have all 3 of them, you can use a special ability where they all use it.
I did not know that. That's pretty cool, actually.
Yeah.
I don't want to use 3 Pegasus Riders.
I don't know if you ever played Yu-Gi-Oh, but it just reminds me of Ojama Hurricane.
No.
The game still has. They didn't address. There's still some problems with the game, which people were hoping would have been addressed. The summoning pool still needs to be cleaned up. Things should probably be dropped in levels, like some old 5 stars that probably shouldn't be 5 stars anymore.
Mm-hmm.
There have been some units that they've released for a very limited time and then haven't come back yet. You've got your seasonal ones, and then you've got like Xander was part of what they call a Grand Hero Battle, and so like you beat him on a certain map, you can get him, but he hasn't come back since then. So, and then some more game modes would be great. They had Warriors maps, which are coming back in December. That was kind of cool. They're really good for leveling. But there's some other modes that just aren't really used much, like Arena Assault and Chain Battles.
Yeah.
And then, the game also has a slight problem with power creep, sort of. There haven't been really any super dominant units, I don't think, that haven't had at least multiple counters, except for Brave Lynn. She's just S++. She's just super strong.
What does she do that's so strong?
She's on a I don't know. She's a horse bow user, which means you can use her in horse teams, and you can get massive buffs. But she just comes she comes built in with just an amazing. So you get each you can put up to 3 skills, an attack, support, and a special on a hero, and she comes with almost or everything but a support, I think, that are already really good without inheriting. That's really nice. But her abilities are just ridiculous. Her legendary weapon's great. Her unique abilities are great. So she just is super dominant in the meta. But they have tried like mixing it up, like the staff update, and then the weapons update, which will like, especially with like older legendary weapons that didn't have anything special really behind them, now you can add. They didn't like, none of the already dominant legendary weapons are able to be refined, so they kind of know where some of the problems are. But they haven't really addressed base stats. Like sometimes new units will just have higher base stats than older units. Hopefully they'll address that at some point. Like
the ones they've released lately?
Yeah.
So just newer characters are just better in general?
Right.
Just because of the stats? That's weird.
Not by necessarily a lot, but like over time it'll...
Yeah, it gets noticeable.
I think there's a Fate gacha game, Fate Grand Order. They have... they introduced something where you could like train older characters to basically make them stronger. Yeah. So maybe they'll do something like that. But it's my favorite mobile game I play.
I'm surprised it's still so popular.
Yeah. I mean, it's got really good music. Though it would be nice if you could control it and not have it reset every time the enemy's turn goes. It has a better roster than the Warriors game.
Yeah, it does. Well, it is a mobile game. It's a little bit easier to do, but still. Yeah, I don't know. It's because Pokemon Go, even, it felt like faded before this did. Fire Emblem Heroes came out in like February.
Yep, it's about 9 months old.
So, and the Pokemon Go fad lasted like half a year, maybe.
Well, they keep actually updating this game with actual meaningful updates.
And the game is actually fun, because if you like Fire Emblem's games, it kind of just plays like a Fire Emblem game.
Exactly. So, I
mean,
you can collect all your waifus and man waifus.
Yeah, if you don't like collecting things and you just kind of want to like have something to do to kill time, I mean, that's basically what I did. I played it commuting onto campus all the time when I was still in school. So that's basically the only time I ever played it.
I think the reason why I like it so much more than like others necessarily is just how much it is like the larger version of the game. Like, I also play the Yu-Gi-Oh! Mobile game a lot, which is like exactly half the full game. Like, you get half the deck, half the space, and stuff like that. Half the life points. So
that's why you gotta play Hearthstone instead, Mel.
I've tried. I just don't care for it. It's not anime enough.
Oh no. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'll get around to messing around with it more eventually. I don't know. I just don't have like dumb free time like I used to. So I don't have.
I should have just swapped myself out with Lily at this point. She would have probably contributed way more than I would have. I've been silent this whole time, and I'm just like,
it would have been her, and it would have been her and Mal fanboy and girling. It would have been the whole time.
I just don't know about the game, but it is interesting to see that they kind of added in some new things to help, spruce up the life of the game a bit. I mean, the fact that I didn't even know this was a possible thing. I thought this game was never going to get anything more than just more characters leaked out for it. But the fact that they got a second story is insane.
It's probably the most well-made mobile game I've ever seen.
Yeah, at least of the gacha variety.
It's crazy. Definitely. They care about the game.
So much work about it. Yeah, they do. It's insane.
I played 2 of the Final Fantasy gacha games. The Fate gacha game. I've played some others. And then
now
this one.
Entire phone is filled with gacha games.
The Digimon one sucked. I played the Pokemon one that was like little figures
Yeah.
around a map. That's kind of sucked. But yeah, this one I've quite enjoyed.
All right, cool.